Good morning, day 133, cooking down the freezer, refrigerator, and working pantry. That doesn't include anything else, doesn't include stockpiling or anything like that. The only thing that is a no-spend challenge are those three things. So anyway, this is day 133. I'm still cooking down the freezer. I have put a few things in there. I wanted to try the Beyond Chicken, so I got some of that a while back. I also, every now and then, will buy a flash food box with produce, because I do still buy fresh produce. I try to keep it to once a month. Sometimes it's twice a month, but I know some people, every once in a while I get a question about the no spend, but it's a challenge. And challenges aren't always met. I try my best, and so far so good. I've managed to cook down a lot of food, and it amazes me how long it takes to cook it down. So I just wanted to clarify that a little bit. Today, Tom and I are going to be going out to breakfast. We haven't done that in a while. He's been working on the boat. I've been working on my garden. So we've both been busy. But I am going to have a cup of coffee, because it's going to be another hour or so before we go. And in the meantime, I want some coffee. So anyway, I'm so glad I got that fencing changed around yesterday. I still have some more fencing that I need to redo in the back, because after a couple of years, it's a DIY fence, and it wasn't expensive. And it's starting to look a little ragtag, so I don't want the HOA coming around with a nasty gram saying, you got to take that down. So anyway, yeah, I don't know about this, this gardening for the next 3 days. It's going down into the 30s at night. Hey boy. So it's, to me, frustrating. It's frustrating gardening here in Ohio, because it is such a short season, and the timing has to be so perfect for everything, because all the plants have their own soil needs and temperature needs, and the soil has to be a certain temperature for them to germinate. If you start your plants inside, it's a challenge to find enough space as they grow bigger. So yeah, gardening in Ohio isn't that easy, and up north it's even harder, because their growing season's even shorter. So anyway, I'll be back later, and we'll see what the day brings. So happy Tea Tuesday. Cheers. I'm having Stash pomegranate raspberry, and it's really good. I put some sweetener in it and some French vanilla creamer, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's pink. It's really pretty, but it's very tasty. So Tom and I went out to breakfast this morning, and I had a breakfast bowl, a vegetarian breakfast bowl, and it was good. And then we went to Bed Bath & Beyond. He's been looking for some green curtains, and they have a lot of curtains there, but he wants short curtains, and he wants green. Well, you can't find green curtains. He's looked at Walmart, he's looked there now. Everything is either gray or beige or cream, no green. And he's still in that hunter green phase that all the guys liked, like back in the, what was that, in the 80s or 90s, where hunter green was really popular. So he ended up getting a gray pair, and well, I hope he likes them, but I told him get a pair of white ones and stick some dye in your washer and dye them green. But I think he didn't want to do that, so he ended up getting gray ones. But anyway, it's hard to find things of your color choices sometimes if you don't go with the trend. And I know gray, all shades of gray, have been in now for 2 or 3 years, probably a little longer than that. But years ago, I like gray. I have a gray sweatshirt on. It was really hard to find gray shoes, and whenever I found a pair of gray shoes or gray boots and I liked the style, I bought them, because everything back then was black or brown, or, you know, you couldn't really get gray. So that's one reason I'm happy that gray is in again. But I like to buy neutrals for shoes and pants and purses, and then skirts if I ever wear them, which is hardly ever now. But then I like to pair those with color on the top, whether it's, you know, I like the jewel tones personally. I'm not much into the pastels, but I do like the jewel tones. So sometimes I guess you just got to go with the flow and go with what's available, or learn to sew and custom make your own things. So today is one of those low energy days. I don't know if you guys get the low energy days, but I do. And I have plenty to do, but I'm just kind of rattling around here, not feeling like doing any of them. So we'll see what I end up doing. It's too cold to go out and play in the dirt. So I'll do something in here. Now Friday is my mom's 93rd birthday. So I'm going to be doing a little cooking for that. My daughter wants potato salad. And my mom taught me how to make potato salad, so that's the kind she likes. So I'll make some of that. And I'm thinking I'm going to make some more deviled eggs. I made them for Easter and they turned out really good. And then I think I'm just going to get a mixed salad, because I'm not going to eat any of the meat. So sometimes when you're vegetarian or vegan, you have to end up taking your own food. Either that or eating before you go and then just having some snacks when you get to where you're going. Especially if you're vegan. Vegetarian, you know, you're a little more flexible than if you just eat vegan food. But either one is fine, you know. I don't care what other people eat, and other people shouldn't care what I eat or what I don't eat. That's my philosophy. But it's funny how some people, if you eat differently than what they eat, they kind of get upset. I don't know. I don't know why. I can't figure that one out, but it's like, why do you care what I eat? You know. But anyway, so today I'm just probably going to have, I don't know, I'm thinking another hot dog. I have all that produce I have to cook down, but like I said, today is a very low energy and I just don't feel like doing it. I think I'm going to end up dehydrating some of it because I do not want to load up my freezer again, because the whole point of all this cooking down the freezer is not to continue to load it up. And I do have to start emptying the freezer at my mom's house too. But you guys know the deal, right? Well, sometimes some people don't know the deal, because I get some questions of, how is this a no spend? Well, it's a no spend challenge. That means sometimes you do spend, I don't know. So I was looking on Amazon today, and I'm looking for some 4-foot reed fencing that I want to attach to my other fencing that I need to put up in my yard. And last year I put some up, and I had bought that at, I forget where I bought it, but I think I paid, it was like $14 or $15 for the roll of the reed fencing. Because, it's pretty flimsy. It's not real durable, but it made it through the winter, and it'll make it through another season. But I want to also extend it to more of the garden. And now it's like 50 some dollars. So if you have a project, you better get it done before you can't afford to do it anymore. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy out there. In this day and age, it's like you have to keep one step ahead of the crowd. You have to kind of figure, do a little research and figure out, okay, what's the next crazy thing that's going to be coming along? And then before it gets there, you have to kind of figure out and do whatever it is you need to do not to get caught up in the stampede. Who would have thought? I'm not a spring chicken, okay? And never in my life have I experienced anything like this. And there's been recessions and, and all that before, but nothing as crazy as this. It's just, and I know a lot of people say, oh, it's the pandemic, whatever. But I'm sure that contributed to it. But I think it's being used as a excuse for a lot of the things that are going on. Because, it's pretty much over and done with at this point. And yeah, I know, people are still getting sick. I realize that. But people get sick every year. Whenever the seasons change, people get the flu, people get colds. It's just nature and how the cycles go. So I think there's, and I know some people get mad at me because it's my opinion, okay? If you don't agree with me, that's perfectly fine with me. But I sometimes I think maybe it's an excuse to make a lot of money that normally some of these places would not make. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that. But, when $14 reed fencing goes up to $50, it doesn't make me happy, because that's less money that I have to spend on something else. And when you're on a fixed income, really every penny counts. And yeah, I could say, well, I'm just not going to buy it. And if it's too expensive, that's exactly what I say. But on the other hand, it's something that isn't an unreasonable thing to want to acquire. But sometimes you just can't. So I get it, you know, I'm in that boat too, and I know a lot of you are too. So sometimes you feel like you have to do with less and less and less, and some people just keep taking more and more and more, and it's just not fair. All right, well, it's just a little opinion that I wanted to say. You know, your opinion can be different than mine. That's fine with me. And if it is, leave me a comment below. That's all right. You know, I don't mind people with different opinions from mine telling me what they think and why they think that. You know, it leaves things open for debate, and you know, people don't have to get mad just because your opinion differs from their opinion, and that's my opinion. So, all right, I'll be back in a little while, and I have to decide what I'm having for dinner today. So we'll see when we're at the refrigerator before dinner. Okay, I'll see you later. Dinner day 133. Let's take a look at what we have. Well, I think I'll try one of these incognito burgers that I got on sale at Flash Foods. I think I'll try one of those. I think they were $2.99 in the Flash Foods. Okay, let's see what else we have. I'm going to have some bread with it because I'm going to make it into a burger. Well, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll have a patty melt. That sounds good. All right, I'll put this one back. And I have an onion that I'm going to cook with it. And of course, I'll need some cheese. I have some cheese. Okay, I will meet you at the stove. I'm cooking up a small onion, and this is what I'm having for dinner. And it has 20 grams of protein, non-GMO soy, 41% less saturated fat than regular ground beef, 18 grams of total fat. So I'm going to give these a try, and I'll cook one and leave one frozen. I got these the other day for very cheap from Flash Foods, and I wanted to try them, so not stocking up the freezer, but giving this a try. So I'll be back in a little bit after I get my onions cooked up. And so here is dinner, day 133. My patty melt with cheese and onions, more chip dip and those over crunchy fries, and some beets. So that looks good to me. All right. I'm going to enjoy my dinner. I have a taste of this incognito burger to let you know how it tastes. So Let me have a bite. It's very good. And then these fries, you know how sometimes when you bring home leftover fries, they never turn out right? They're really crunchy. They're almost like a potato stick, but they're really good with chip dip. They almost taste like a homemade potato chip that you can get. Can you hear how crunchy they are? Really crunchy, but they're actually really good. All right. Hey, well, dinner was very good, and it cost about, the burger patty was a little over $1 because it was $2.99 for 2 of them. The bread was probably 25 cents. So, and the French fries were free. My grandson brought those. He had gotten those with his dinner and didn't finish them. So, and the beets were maybe 25 cents. So under $2. It was a very filling meal, and it was really good. So you can still make cheap meals, inexpensive meals. Doesn't have to be cheap food, but you can make inexpensive meals out of food that you get on markdown, on sale. Think ahead, plan ahead, put things in your freezer, in your pantry, and mix and match your menu, and you can still eat inexpensive meals. All right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.